Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I want to show you how to knit. Today I'm knitting. This is the first knitting project that I'm uploading to my channel. So this is a scarf with hood. Let me show you quickly how it looks. I saw a sample in here. Excuse me, I'll show you. I was on Pinterest. I saw this one, I liked it, and I wanted to try it, but in a little different way, and I'm going to show this to you. Um, this is absolutely beginner friendly. Uh, Everybody new to knitting can do this. I will not knit the whole scarf thing in this video, but I will show you how to do it. This will be a guide on a smaller, very small size sample. Okay, so basically this is just one piece of long stripe, but saying long, you can choose the length, whatever length you want actually. Okay, so I started knitting from here, uh, continued this part, the scarf part. I made it very long, so when I knit enough for my desired length, I started knitting with one thread, and for the hood part I used double thread like this. I just joined two threads. It's actually both threads with one color here, but you can make it different colors. I haven't weaved in the endings yet, and also the stitch markers here I will show you. So this is the hood part that I made with double thread, and of course when I shifted to double thread I increased the knitting needle size, of course, accordingly. This stitch, this look is my most favorite because it's double-sided. In case if I want to place it like this at the hood, this is going to be look the same way as it looks at the front and other side, back side. Okay, and in order not to make this part of the hood very pointy, very sharp, I decreased loops, and then on the other side I increased the same amount of loops, and so they match. Okay, I put them together and actually sew them together, and from inside it looks like this. So then when I switched to the second part of the hood, and when I finished it, and then I cut off the second thread and went on knitting with one thread again. So the scarf parts from both sides I made with one thread, but this hood part I made with two double thread. I have absolutely no idea why I did like that. I don't know, the idea came in and I tried it. um, what can you do to change if you don't like my idea? You can just start from one bottom and continue to the next bottom with one thread, or you can knit from start to the finish with double thread, whatever type of yarn you want and you like. And of course, if you are new and you don't want to spend time, I don't know, decreasing the loops and stitches, you can absolutely skip this part and continue knitting just one stripe, and then sewing in this part. This will absolutely be okay, no problem in that. So you see, why did I do it like this? For example, if I wear this on my head, let's imagine this. So one side of the scarf I'm going to place like this over my head, and from the back it's gonna come to the front again, and this side too, just like this. But if you don't like this to be too much around your neck, you can make one side of it, let me show you. You can make one side of the scarf shorter and the other side of the scarf longer, so that you will have to put over your neck just one piece of scarf. Okay, this is going to be not too much, but this is also optional, whatever your imagination can create. So okay, and what are these? Why did I put so much stitch markers here? I am having troubles with concentrating my attention. I'm forgetful and whatever, blah blah blah. So in order not to lose the count of stitches and rows, I place marker on every 10th row. Okay, this is the pink one, is the first row of the hood. This one is 10th, this one is 10th, whatever. When I count, I just count the parts between stitches: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. And here the last 10 rows I made decreases at this side, and in the next 10 rounds on the other side I made increases for the next 10 rows. So this is this part, and the scarf part that I made, it came out very long. So of course, with my yarn, I'm using the yarn Alize Baby Best. This is yarn from Turkey. It's cheap, it's on budget, it's acrylic, non-allergic, if I can say so. It's for babies actually. The best part about this yarn I like is that it's so soft, it's so gentle, fluffy, and very light. It's not heavy. So I don't know if you have this yarn in your country or not, but this one I used for, it's just my favorite yarn. Okay, I know not everyone like acrylic yarns, but it's okay. It's okay for me. I'm going to wear it, and this is very soft and fluffy, just what I wanted. So enough talking, let me show you how did I work everything here. So I will show you how to start here, and I will show you how did I made this look stitch, but of course you can create any other look that you want. Okay, let me put this aside and let's start. So in order to start, how did I know how many stitches I need to take? For example, the width of the scarf was absolutely improvised for me, but the hood part I decided to make 30 centimeters width and length. I took this measurement from the jacket, from my favorite jacket that I already wear. It has hood and I like the measures of it, so I took it and used it for one, and it came out very well. So I'm sorry. So what I'm doing is E letters are for edge loops. Okay, I have a little problems with terminology, with vocabulary for knitting, but I will just literally show you what I do. Okay, this will be edge loops 2. So now this look created by placing knit, K for knit, purl stitch, knit, purl, knit, purl, and knit. If I start with knit, I need to finish with knit for symmetrical look. Okay, and on the next round, if I start with the same edge loop and finish with the same edge loop, it's going to be, the edge loops are going to be the same in all the rounds from start to the end, except for the part where we are going to do the increasing and decreasing. So when I see knit stitch here, I need to place purl stitch on top of it in the new row. And when I see purl stitch here in the previous round, I need to place knit stitch on it. So interchangeably, like so, I place and create this look. You will see it now. Knit purl. Okay, I hope it helps. So let me make it close. Okay, let's start with this. I start with a knitting needle size 4.5 millimeters. If you use any other yarn, you use just knitting needles according to your own yarn. Okay, so I leave the edge here. I'm going to make 31 stitches for this example. Okay, this tail is on my thumb. The yarn that comes from skein is on my finger, index finger, like so. How do I cast on? Like so. You see, there is a triangle shaped thing here. I go between thumb and index finger like this, from down, from bottom to up, and then I take the left side like so, and the right side like so, and this one I need to pull through this loop on my thumb. First two loops are ready, so let's go on. Like this. So in order not to forget the count here, also what I do, I'm absolutely very forgetful. That's horrible, but I am like so. I place marker every 10 stitch here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a stitch marker here, place it here to the downside part below. I don't even need to close it, okay? Just leave it like this. Okay, we have 10. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is going to be 1 again, and I place another marker here. $20. We need 11 more. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 31 stitches we have. So we can leave this here so far. So for the beginning we need to I need 10 rounds of this stitch loop right here. Okay, so okay, we need to pull one of these needles like so, very carefully. So this tail that is left, if you have it at the right side to your knitting, it means you are on the face side of your knitting. Okay, like here. You see, I didn't weave in it yet so far. So this is going to be the face side, front side of my knitting, and this is going to be the back side of my knitting. Okay, so now the first edge the very first edge loop of the round, I just take it off, not knitting or purling. I don't do anything with it, I just take it off. And then you see how the loop is positioned. I have one side of loop looking at me, and the other side of loop is at the back of the knitting needle. So I go inside like so and knit. You can use any other style of knitting and purling that is comfortable for you. Okay, I take it off, place the knit that comes from the skein to the front, and now we're going to purl. Now I go like so. I take the side of the loop that is face to face to me, this part, and purl. So knit and purl. Knit and purl. knit, purl. The size of knitting needles specifically for this yarn is a little bit too big. I don't like my knitting to be too chunky usually, but for this scarf is the first time I used this big of a needle. Usually for this yarn specifically for Alize Baby Best, I use maximum of 3.5 millimeter needle hook. Oh yeah, great. Knitting needle. But this time I wanted to try something new. I don't know. It's just knitting, you just improvise and try new things, whatever. Okay, the last knit, and the last, it's not the last, just the last loop, the edge loop of this side, I purl always. Whatever side I'm on, I always purl the last loop on the knitting needle, and I just take off without knitting or purling the very first one. Okay, so the very first round is ready. Turn around and let's go making the second row. So now as always, I take off the very first loop of the row like so. Now here I see purl stitch. It means I need to knit above it, and on the second row of it, look how I do it. You see this, the side of the loop that is face to face to me. I go from left to right, from left to right, like so, and I place knit stitch here, and the next stitch here is knit stitch, and I need to place purl stitch on top of it. So I place my yarn to the front, and this time I take this loop from the back side. You see the half of the loop that is face to face to me, and the other one that is at the back. I take it from back to front, and now I place the yarn thread like so and purl like this. Take it up. Again, I see purl stitch here. I need to place knit stitch on top of it, so I place knit stitch. So I see knit stitch, and it means I need to place purl stitch on top of it, so I do it. And like so, I go on creating my look. Okay, the last one here is a pearl. We place knit stitch on top of it, and the last stitch, the last loop of this round, we purl. Okay, you see we're starting to get our looks now. Yeah. So you can go on knitting any amount of rows you want. I made 10 rows here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, 12. So after you do this, for example, I'm not going to continue this because it takes a long time, and this video will last forever. So when you have finished this part, we are going on by I'm going to place stitch markers. So this stripe here, I placed 10 loops, if I'm not mistaken, for this part, and 5 loops for this part, and it creates kind of a frame look here. And at this side, between these frame sides, I just went on placing knit stitches on the front side and purl stitches at the back side. So if I want to make that, we need markers. So I take off the first loop. So I see purl stitch here, I place knit stitch. I see knit stitch here and place purl stitch here. Tag 3, knit, purl, knit, purl. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, 8 9 and 10. That's it. I'm placing marker here. Now at this part I'm going to place only knit stitches one by one, except for the last 5 stitches here. Okay, so let's go. 1 2. You can actually, you don't need to count really. Just go on placing knit stitches. One, two, three, 4, 5. Okay. Now, a stitch marker. So I see knit stitch here. I place purl stitch, knit, purl, knit, and the last loop, purl. Now let's go on to the other side. it's the back side now. We are on the back side. So the parts with the markers, I place knit purl, and in between at this side I am going to place only purl stitches. So I take off the first loop, I need purl stitch here, I see purl stitch here, I need to place knit purl, knit, so take the marker and go on placing purl stitches. Take the marker. So now again we are placing knit, purls, knit, purls, and go on till the end of this row. The last stitch, the last loop. Okay, now to the front side. I don't know if you can see it, but we have this basic look here. So it starts to be more obvious with this part when we change it to only knitting here. So when you are done with knitting whatever amounts of rows you need for your scarf, then you will need to, if you do it the way I did, you will need to add the second thread here. So how do I do it? I actually don't have the same color for the second thread, so I'm just going to place it like here, like so. And also we will need to change to a bigger size knitting needle, because with two threads together it's going to be too much for this smaller size. Okay, so this metallic knitting needle is 4.5 millimeter. This one is 5.5 millimeter. You can use more if you want, I don't know. So when I add new thread, I try to add this when I'm on the front side. Okay, you see this tail is at the left bottom of my knitting project, so it means I'm on the front side. If your if the look of your project won't allow you to see what size you want, you can search it like this. You can figure it out like this. So when I add new yarn, I start, you see, I will start knitting with the new bigger knitting needle. Just a few stitches to move a little bit, and now you can add the second thread. If your yarn is slippery, I will advise you to leave the longer tail the better, okay? Because weaving in will make it easier if the tails are longer. So I just hold them together like this, and this side, tail at this side, just hold together with your knitting needle like so, and go on knitting whatever you knit together with double thread and a bigger size knitting needle. Marker. Now we are placing knit stitches between markers, so go on. Replace the marker. So I see knit stitch here, so I place purl, knit, purl, knit, and purl the last stitch. So this is when you switch to double threads, this is your first round of first row of your hood part. If you are doing exactly what I did, okay, just place the marker somewhere here. So these smaller size needles are out of work for now. We don't need it so far. Just place it to the side. Let me show you here. Okay. This the pink marker here shows the very first round when I added the second thread here, okay, and I went on by crocheting. Oh my god, crocheting, knitting the hood. Okay, now let's go to the other side, and I will advise you to let me do it. In order for me to show you how to increase and decrease the stitches here, I will need to make at least, I don't know, 5 or 6 rows. Now this is the back side with double thread. Take off the first loop, knit, purl, knit, purl, take the marker. Now we need to purl only till the next marker. knit, purl till the end of the row. You see, this is the very first stitch with double thread. Now this is going to be a little bit slippery. It will go loose, but you can just pull it so far to make it not to fall off. So this is the main part of your hood. Now you can go on knitting any amount you need. Now let me show you how to increase. No, first we're going to decrease to create this shape. Where's my look here. So I started from here, from the bottom. I created this frame shape type, I don't know, knitting. I went on knitting, for example, for this scarf, and you will go on knitting whatever amount of rounds you need. And at this point I added the second thread and started knitting with double thread, or again with whatever amount you need for the height of your hood. And with this hood specifically, the height of it is 30 centimeters for me. So I have 60 rows here. The last 10 rows I started decreasing. You can make decreasing longer to make this part look smoother. Okay, it's up to you. So let me show you how I did it. Okay, after you finish decreasing, then you just go on knitting the same amount of rounds by increasing the decreased rounds, and the increased rounds are have to be the same amount. Okay, let's try it. Okay, we are at the front size of our project. You see our tail here is at the right bottom. Now we start knitting as always, as usual, till we are at the last 3 loops on this round. Just go on knitting as usual. Yes, and one more time, when you start let me show here. When you start knitting your hood part, you stop. I stopped knitting this pattern here, okay, because when you will have to sew in these parts, this will look ugly. Okay, you just stop doing it and go on with just knitting. I also had to stop, but I forgot. Whatever. So knit, knit, knit. Okay, we are close now. Last 2 loops here on your left needle. Now knit the last the one that is before the last. Place your yarn thread that comes from skein to the front and take off the last one just like this. This is the first decreasing on face side, on front side. Now go on to the back side. What I do here is, you see these last 2 loops on the needle. You need to pull this one. Let me hold it like this, okay? The left one loop and the right loop. You need to pull this left loop through this right loop, and you will do it like so. That's it. And this is the decrease on the back side. And go on doing whatever you need to do at this row. Purl between markers on the back side. Okay, let's go to the front side. I'll pause here. I'll just go on knitting till this part, and I will show you decreasing one more time so that it's fixed. Okay, and then I will show you the increasing and sewing and finishing this project. Okay guys, let's look one more time. I'm on the front side and I'm showing you one more time decreasing on front side. You just need your row till you have 2 loops left on your left needle. Now just do whatever you need to do with this last one. Keep the thread that comes from the skein at the front and just take off the very last one, the edge loop, okay, like this. Now turn it. Now we are at the back side. Now we again need to work with the first, at this side is the very first 2 loops here. You need to pull this loop through this one, so you just go through it, grab this one and pull it through. That's it, you have your increase here. So now, oh, I said that I will knit here, but I went on making my stitch. I'm sorry guys, that's okay. So you just go on knitting here. Let's finish this side, and at the next front side I will show you how to increase. So guys, when you finished your last round of decreasing, place a stitch marker so that you know that this one is the last round of decrease. And by the way, the last round of decrease will be on the back side, okay, but the marker you will place at the front side, okay. And then you will need to knit just one round without increasing and decreasing, just one simple round, okay. And then the next round we will start decreasing. So this pink marker is here for the last row of decrease. Then we see this middle V, this knit stitch here. This one, no, let me show you this. This one, the next one. This is the round with no increase and decrease, and the next round with a green marker here is the first round of increase, okay. So what I just did here, I'm finishing my middle round here with nothing special, no increases and decreases, okay. Turn it around and your first round of increase will start on the back side. So what I do here is very simple actually. Take off the very first loop on your needle hook. Oh my god. I'm sorry guys. So now we will need to add one loop. How I do it, just you see these threads coming on your index finger, just turn it around like so, creating the loop here. Take it with your needle pull this, and here you go, you have additional new loop here. And go on knitting whatever you need here. That's why I don't advise to knit any pattern at the side where you decrease or increase, especially for beginners. I'll probably pause here. We finished the round just as regular. We need to finish by our pattern, and then I will show you increase one more time. Okay, we're at the front side. Here we don't do anything, just go on by knitting your pattern. Now here you need to be a little bit attentive. No increases, and here at the back side we do have increase, just like we did before. Take off the first loop, add new loop, and go on. Oops, yeah, we need to purl this one. Okay, now this is our increase, and when you reach the needed amount of increase rows you need, go on knitting your hood. Don't forget to place stitch markers so that it helps you not to lose the count. So for my hood I needed 60 rows, increase and decrease at the last 10 rows. So you see, this is the last row of my scarf. The pink stitch marker is the first row of my hood with double thread. Excuse me. So I knit 50 rows. I made my decrease. The last row of decrease I placed marked with a stitch marker. The middle round, I already explained it. The green marker, the first round for increase. Now, including this row with green marker, 10 rounds of increasing, and then I just added 50 more rounds for the hood, and at this side it came out also 60 rows. So this marker here stands for the last row of my hood, and the next I start my scarf again. And at the scarf here I also have plenty stitch markers every 10th row in order not to lose the count. So let me show you how I go back to one thread. So I'm going back to the smaller size of knitting needle for the scarf. So just start knitting a few stitches here. Yeah, that's enough. I'll cut the green one. with a long tail. Okay. And go on knitting your scarf part any amount of rows you need. I made the scarves the same amount. You can make them different. And I showed at the very beginning of this video why. So let me knit a few rows, and I will show you how to bind off. This will be the most primitive way. Of course, everything that I showed in this video is just what I did and I advise you to do, but of course you can use your own techniques and knit it any other way that you like. Okay, that's it. We are done with the bigger needle. Now we can make binding off. You can go make bind off on the front side, but I'm now on the back side and it actually doesn't matter for me. I bind off with crochet hook. Let me show you. So I take off the first loop, like chain one here. Now take the next, and go on like this. Almost done. And one chain for the last time. This is how the edge looks here. when you sew these parts of the hood, go to the back side just like this and place the parts together and start at this side, not at the top of it, okay? You have markers with the first and last row of your hood, so you literally know where it starts and where it finishes. So you just go on sewing in this part. You see these edges, it looks like hair braids here. You see this part, you just go on just sewing like how do you say it, what stitch, I forgot. Okay, see, I went in one side and went on from the back side just like this, just sew it in and you are done with it. I hope you liked it, guys. I tried to make it not boring, but my English was not so good at this video. I apologize for that, but I will be happy to answer your questions if you have, and I would like to have your support for my channel. Have a nice day.